It's pretty slick that
Mr. Dahl, how are you doing tonight?
doing good. Doing good. How are
Yeah,
you?
good. How's the summer? How's the summer treated you?
Summer was good. Summer was
Summer
good.
was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
for those that don't know, I'm talking to Matt Dahl, who's the head wrestling coach at MLC Floyd Valley. Uh, Man, I ran into you last year doing some duels up in Orange City. You gonna have that same duel tournament or that same duels this year?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah,
We were talking about maybe getting a couple more teams, but we shall see. We shall
we
see.
shall see. Yeah, it's tough. But yeah, I think I mentioned that to Jagger too, so he might be giving you a call because I said it
Well, I
was
would
it was
love
a
it.
fun night of duels, really was, and it's kind of cool to get those South Dakota schools in there too to somebody you don't normally see.
Oh yeah.
Um, you were a Northwestern grad, and what was your experience like at Northwestern?
Um, it was real focused on, I went to Northwestern because of wrestling. Um, and as far as wrestling goes, I had injury on injury. I didn't really get wrestled that much. So it kind of turned in more to the teaching aspect, but I was able to do a lot of coaching there.
Hmm.
My dad is the wrestling coach at Northwestern, so Rick Dahl, and just being able to shadow him and kind of figure out like what kind of coach I want to be and be able to try some things out, see how it works. Uh, Coaching your teammates is a little bit different than coaching your own team, but um, it was nice to have that time to kind of test some things out and just to see what it's like to coach. So it was a good time. It was a good
Yeah,
time.
it. Your dad's been well. How long has he been the coach at Northwestern?
Oh man, I think 17 years. 2009 is when he started.
2009. Is that when Bartlett stepped down, or was there somebody between him and
There was
Bartlett?
there was a coach in between, and I don't know where he went. So my dad took over for him, but
Gotcha. Yeah,
yeah.
your dad was at Northwestern. I think he was a freshman when I was a senior, so he's been around there for quite a long time. Um, what was it like getting coached by dad in college? I mean, he had a great obviously my relationship with your dad is really good, and I'm sure it was awesome. But what was it like getting coached by dad in college?
Um, I think for me, getting injured so many times, I think my focus of wrestling kind of went away. Your dreams get kind of taken. So I think for him, it was probably more frustrating than anything. He's,
Yeah,
um, but I think, I'm his kid. He had a lot of, skin in the game, and it was never frustrating. I really enjoyed it. I mean, he's definitely a role model for what a coach looks like, for me, and so I really enjoyed it. I was able to be a captain for a couple years and kind of see what the leadership part looks like. So um, it was really nice. It was probably no different than when I was in high school too, because he coached me up then.
oh, was he the coach at MLC then?
No,
Oh
no,
wow.
he
No, no,
on the side. He coached me
on the
on the
side.
side,
Gotcha.
watching film and stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because you went to MLC Floyd Valley also, right? So you're alumni and coaching.
Oh
That's
yeah.
cool. So was this last year your first year as the girls coach, or how many years have you been coaching now?
This is going into my third season as girls coach. I
Okay.
coached at Adair, or Guthrie Center, Adair Casey
Hmm.
ACGC for a
Yep.
year, which was their first year in the girl with the girls program, and then I last year was my first year here. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Came in after Jamie left.
Oh yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. Another
Yep.
another good coach from up in that area.
Oh yeah.
Um, like you've referenced your dad and a role model. The culture we create in our teams, especially, it seems like the girls' culture is definitely different than the boys' culture. But what are some of the things that you're doing to create and build culture at MLC Floyd?
Um, I kind of I made a lot of mistakes this past year. Maybe not mistakes, but I tried things out to kind of build, because we're just kind of a big family, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we might want to rip each other's heads off in competition, but we're doing one of the hardest sports out there together. And so I think that's something that I definitely preach to my girls. I tried out captains, and I think I'll continue doing captains and just having kind of an athlete led leadership. Try to give a lot of the leadership roles, not a lot of them, but a good
Yeah.
amount of leadership roles to the girls, because they know each other better than I do. Um, and that's been pretty good. Um, but yeah, you're right. Girls are different. I've noticed they're fearful of making mistakes in front of each other. Whereas guys, I feel like they don't think about it too much. They don't think about
Yeah.
it too much. So the culture that I'm trying to create is that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay, wins and losses are gonna come, and it's a joy to be able to wrestle because I losing the
Yeah.
ability to wrestle. I had neck surgery in college that kind of ended my career. It changed my perspective, and so I kind of try to cast that onto my athletes that this is a gift.
Yeah.
And
It's something you get to do. It's not something you have to do. Yeah. So yeah, I like that. That's really good. Um, redefining success, that's something I found early in coaching girls. Because we're getting a lot of kids that have never stepped on the mat, and
yeah.
sometimes you're getting them as sophomores or juniors or even seniors, so getting them to feel successful, maybe not on the scoreboard, but at least successful. Is there a way you've defined success at MLC Floyd?
Um, I try not to, and as a coach, it's hard to do this, but in your head, you're like, to win is
Hmm.
being successful. But I mean, to see my girls walk off the mat, win or loss, with knowing that they just did something that they've been working towards. Maybe one of my girls hit a high crotch for the first time really well and ran it down, but then she got pinned.
Yeah.
You know, girls are so different that way. They can come off and really see that positive. And so really my girls have kind of reset my mind on what success means. I mean, the fact that they're even stepping out on the mat is a success. And so and the fact that they stay on the team is a success. Um, but really wins and losses, like I said, they come and you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and that's I think success is just being able to stay out and kind of be a part of the family that we're trying to create here. So
I
yeah,
think you are probably 15 years ahead of my coaching already, because I came out of thinking I had to be the best person, coaching. And I still had to beat everybody in the room, and I had to be hard and all this stuff. And then I found out the real joy in coaching is seeing those little things that happen, that first win, or they got that first takedown that they've been working on, and that these things really don't matter. The
yeah.
majority of the kids we coach will not be wrestling in the Olympics. Actually, probably nobody I ever coach will wrestle in the Olympics.
You
So
never know. You never,
you
you
never
never.
know. But more,
But
statistically saying, I'm not going to coach an Olympian probably. So coaching just good individuals, good people, and I'm sure you're doing a great job of that. Um, I've talked to a few older coaches, so this is a different question for you because maybe it's something to think about long term. But we'll go back to legacy, and you've coached or been coached under some really good guys. Bartlett was a fantastic coach at Northwestern. I know you weren't in the room with him, but you know him, and
yeah, yeah.
he still comes around every once in a while. And then your dad, what kind of that's probably what I'm guessing that you're hoping your legacy is, but it's legacy goes beyond just the culture. It's what the kids take with them for the next 15, 20 years. What are some of those things that maybe you learned at Northwestern that you see that maybe Bartlett and your dad have done and that you hope to do?
Oh yeah. I think of what Bartlett did. Um, and Northwestern's really faith based.
Yep.
That's the foundation of the program. Um, and really that's kind of my foundation too. I know we're a public school, but Um, Overall, I kind of just, when I coached middle school boys for a year, and I told my wife that I want to show these kids, what a godly man looks like. And, um, even with the wins and losses, man, when we lose, it's kind of hard to hold strong to that. You
Yep.
know, anger kind of gets a hold of you sometimes, but I think with my girls, it's the same way. What does a godly man look like? Um, so I think my legacy is, just I want my girls to know really what it means to be a good person, what it means to work hard. Um, I think my dad is a great example of that. I mean, he's in my mind a great example of what a leader looks like on and off the mat, how welcoming he is to his wrestlers. Um, Growing up, we always had wrestlers in the house that just came for like supper, or they came to watch a movie, or just needed a break from campus. And I try to offer that to my girls. They think it's weird, but
Yep.
I still want to be welcoming and kind of give a good example. I bring my wife around all the time, um, and try and interact with her and just kind of show like, hey, this is what a healthy relationship looks like, and how I parent my two kids. I got two kids, and just how I play wrestle with them. I just want to be a good example. I try to be.
Oh,
So
I'm sure you're doing a great job of it. Again, I don't know you real well, and I'm hoping to get to know you way better over the next few years while I'm still coaching and stuff. But I've gotten to know your dad much better. I was helping out at Dana the last couple of years it was still open, and that's when I first ran into him, and then we would talk anytime I'd see him. He knows my brother real well. He coached at Westwood Sloan,
okay,
so he
yeah.
knows him also real well. So it's just, I mean, I just know the family, not real well, but enough. The team, as far as that, how has the support of the community and the administration been for girls wrestling?
Um, this is a very I feel like, first of all, I want to say we do have a really good support system. A lot of the parents are very supportive of the program. Um, and but this is a very basketball
Hmm.
centered community here. So it's hard to get boys to come out for wrestling. It's even harder for girls to come out. And RAD Mitch Albers, um, he really tries to get everyone out, everyone involved. He's very supportive of our program, um, and so we're trying to grow it. Um, I mean, we just got some new wall mats for our wrestling room. We're getting
Nice.
some record boards going up. I mean, we're taking steps in the right direction with some support. So,
Yeah. You
but
got nice facilities there, really nice facilities. That's we used to come up for that JV. Well, you used to have the girls don't quite fit into that JV tournament anymore.
no,
Used to come up, right away at the beginning of the season, and the last meet of the year was, JV at MOC. So I've been there many times, but yeah, I really enjoyed the duels there. I liked how you set it up, with just the one side for fans, and I think I'm going to do that next year for duels at
ooh,
our place. Give that a little bit more room for the teams. But yeah,
that's
great
nice.
facilities, great town. Orange City's
Yeah.
a nice place, really nice
Yeah.
place. I know we're a little off track here, but you talked about being faith-based and example, just that type of thing. Somebody you need to get to know is Adam Hale, if you don't already know Adam, the coach at Pella, because he
Okay.
very similar situation. Pella's very, same type of thing. He came from Central, where Jamie's at now and stuff too,
Okay.
and he's worked in it very well. You know, worked it into the public school system very well. So somebody you should maybe get to know at some point in time. Maybe I'll introduce you. Another challenge we have in Northwest Iowa small schools, multi-sport athletes. Um, we don't have a lot of kids that train year round for just wrestling, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you can't do it. What's your thoughts on multi-sport athletes, and would you change anything being in a small school?
Oh man, growing up in a small school, I there's definitely some value in it. I got a lot of girls who are in cross country and their lungs, they could just handle those tough matches, those long matches.
Hmm.
And conditioning is annoying to me because they're never tired. So, and blowing the whistle, I'm exhausted. And
Yeah,
they
no, I
just keep
get you.
I'm like, come on. So um I think it's really helped them. We're actually running into an issue right now where I have a girl out for cross country who just wants to wrestle and she wants to skip practice to wrestle. I'm like, you're involved in cross country.
Yeah.
You can't mix. But I just love hearing that she's ready to wrestle. She wants to wrestle. I have a lot of girls who play soccer after the season, which that affected their freestyle season.
Hmm.
Um, so, which that's tough because if they wrestle in college, they're gonna wrestle freestyle. So that's something I definitely encourage, just because it is a lot. It's not a lot different, but it's pretty different from folk style.
Yeah, there's enough differences. If you know you're going to wrestle in college, probably should practice a little bit, do some
Yeah,
club wrestling.
yeah,
That's where, yeah, I wish we had more opportunity in Northwest Iowa for more clubs. It just
yeah,
doesn't seem like you talk to people, I talk to coaches in Des Moines and man, they got like 5 or 6 clubs, big clubs right there that those kids have access to at any time. I talked to a coach, well, yeah, she's, skipped 3 or going to 3 different clubs this last year. And I'm like, I wish we had one, you know, it's
something
just like,
around here.
that would be
I know.
great, that you don't have to travel 2 hours to get to, right?
Yeah,
So,
it feels
um,
close.
what do you got coming back? Numbers. I mean, I know it's hard to say right now. We're a few weeks out of, a month or so out of the season, but do you know
Yeah,
how many you got coming back?
we only lost one senior last year,
Oh,
our
nice.
heavyweight, but I heard there's just a lot of girls that don't want to come back. So I think I'm losing a little bit more than that. Um, there's a couple upcoming freshmen that have decided to do other things that they don't want to. Volleyball is a big thing. Like
Oh
volleyball
yeah.
takes
Yes.
over. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's tough
Yep.
because there are a lot of volleyball players that I've tried to like. They're pretty tough, and I'm like, hey, you'd be able to beat someone up if you want. You want to join the wrestling team,
Yeah.
and they just don't because it's just year round. So that's kind of tough. But I think for numbers wise, we're looking about the same. We're not going to have as full of a team, but we're going to have more depth at the weights that we have, which is fine. I think it's a blessing to even have a team. So,
Yep. No, I think we're probably in the same boat. I'm going to have similar numbers, but I think I'm going to have more open weights this year. Just because I don't have much in the upper weights at all. I mean, I lost all of everybody over 145.
oh
So
no,
yeah, so
that's same boat.
hopefully
Yeah,
hopefully we find some. That's kind of where we're
yeah,
sitting. And yeah, you're right. Volleyball, man, that AAU and USA volleyball is like, man, there's a lot of kids doing that.
yeah.
It's crazy how many people are doing that. And I love volleyball too. So I mean, I guess I can't really blame them. Got good middle school numbers and youth numbers in the area, or how are those looking?
We are hurting in the youth area, um, which I I held like a youth camp this summer,
Hmm.
just to try to encourage that. I had one girl show up, two girls signed up, only one showed up, and so that was a little hard to see, but also growing up, I remember not even wrestling until winter
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
So who knows? I mean, there's more that show up for the Pee Wee, the AAU stuff. But middle school, I'm not sure. We're gonna have a little sign up coming up here. See what our numbers look like. I would imagine they're gonna be a little bit small
Are you doing first season? You do split season, correct, for sports or not?
for middle school. Yeah,
Yep. And then are you first season or second season for wrestling for girls?
we're first season.
Yep. I can't get my school to switch. Everybody else is. Our entire co-op, all we do is wrestle each other in middle school for the most part.
Really?
Yeah, there's only about 6 schools that do second season in Northwest Iowa, and we're one of them.
Oh man,
So,
I
yeah,
thought it
and
was just
four of the
everybody.
schools are together, So it's not ideal.
Oh
It's
man.
definitely not ideal. Um, has there been a point? Okay, let's do this two different ways because your wrestling career is not so far distant, and then you're pretty young into your coaching career. But is there a point in either coaching or your athletic career that made a huge impact that maybe changed the way you think about yourself as an athlete or as a coach?
Um, I do reflect a lot on my wrestling ability when I'm coaching. Like I just think about my experience wrestling. I was such a head case. I was it was I mean, I think of all the what ifs or the almosts that I had in
Mhm.
my career. Um and I wrestled really well when I, had no pressure. But then the moment I had pressure, I just would fall short. Which in the end I think it's all part of the plan, but I think seeing my girls and just remembering the stress that I would feel before matches and just how much pressure I would put on myself. Um, yeah, that's I try to keep it real light. I in my room. It's just wrestling.
Yep.
I mean, you're
It's
gonna
I
wrestle in
like
this tournament. We'll see how you do.
Yeah, I like that attitude. It's just wrestling. I've heard that you may not remember her, but Addie Lundquist was she I don't know if she even wrestled in a sanctioned Iowa tournament or not, but I know she'd wrestled IWCA. She was SWAT girl. So what
Okay.
would have been the first year. She is the same way. She placed very high, third, fourth every year. And I did an interview with her, this is 3, 4 years removed, and she's like, I don't know what I was thinking. It's just wrestling. And I'm like, yep, we put so much stress on ourselves and it doesn't really matter that much,
it's it's
In the
just
long
as
run, it
fun.
doesn't. It's
Yeah.
important, right? It's important to do good, but man, did it really matter as much as we've met? I get it too. I used to get so stressed out and I try to be relaxed. It's funny because I stay relaxed all year long until regionals, and
Oh goodness.
I try to fake like I'm not nervous and stuff, but because I don't want my nervousness to rub off onto them, because
Same.
I know it does. I've had it happen before where my nerves have I've just seen the team just like, oh crap. So yeah, no, I get it. Um, I'm going to get into some fun questions, a little get to know each other a little bit better. Everybody gets to know you. Some are wrestling, some are not. Just fun stuff. Just added this one recently. Who's in charge of the practice playlist in your room?
Oh goodness. I'm not allowed to.
Yep.
I'm not allowed to because they don't like country music. So my assistant coach actually came up with a playlist of all the
Nice.
girls that they want, all the music that the girls want to listen to. I don't like it, but but
Yeah, I get really a lot of flack from that because I'm farther back. Graduated in '89, so we were right in the middle of hair band, heavy metal, and
oh,
they prefer not to listen to Motley Crue and Poison and Rat and those super groups that were awesome. Um,
which is what I grew up with. So
yeah, your dad was right there with me. So,
yeah,
and we both have a similar haircut now.
I'm getting there.
No,
I'm getting there.
it's so. You said you have a family. Two kids? Is that what you said?
I have two kids. Yep, yep. I have a little girl. She's 3.
Hmm.
And then my son is about to turn 1 in a couple
Oh,
days. So
fun. I have
yeah,
a grandson that just turned 1, so they're fun.
it's
They're
a fun age.
busy, super
Oh
busy.
goodness, that's what took me so long to get on here. Is I'm trying to get his shoes on so we can go on a walk. He's just
And
running
then,
around.
how long you been married then?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot here.
Well, I mean within like a couple years. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna hold you to an anniversary date.
I think we're coming up on 5. Coming up on
Coming
five
up on
years.
5. Meet her at Northwestern also.
Yep, yep. She was a golfer.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So who's better golfer?
Oh, I'm trying to get there. She's too good. She's too good.
Golf is so frustrating.
Yeah, I know.
It just kills me. I give up. I can't do it. I'm really decent at maybe chipping and putting, but anything after that is it's not worth it. I do good at like a four-person best ball, and maybe I
Yeah.
can do the short gimme putts. Um, got any family pets?
Oh no. My daughter really wants a cat, but I've got family members that are allergic, so I've got to ruin her dreams every time she brings it up. But
Uh,
we don't. We don't. My wife and I did save a dog a couple years ago. Yeah, but he doesn't live with us. He lives with my in-laws because they live on a farm in
uh-huh.
Ottawa.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so they.
Another good girls wrestling team with the Western Iowa Wolves down there. So
Oh yeah, they are.
Coach
Yeah.
Chestnut does a great job down there too. There's some really good Northwest Iowa teams that are coming up
Oh yeah.
that we're gonna see a lot better wrestling in the next few years. So I'm looking forward to that.
My little fun fact for you: my wife's cousin was Casey Miller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's kind of why I jumped into the girls wrestling. I remember watching her wrestle at state and just
Uh-huh.
thinking this is awesome.
It's crazy because she would go and score like 40 points in basketball on
Oh
Friday
my
night
God.
and then go win a tournament on Saturday. Just nuts how incredibly athletic she was. That's yeah. My brother helped out the first couple of years. He was the Westwood representative for that
Okay.
teams too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I got to know Casey and all those kids down there. Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's cool, amazing. It's somebody can do that. Uh, One of my favorite questions I get to talk about, and I more than one question, but the subject of food with wrestlers is always a great subject. And I'm going to start with the post weigh-in. Um, you don't even have to tell me what you had. I had crappy food when I weighed in, but I used to weigh in at 7 o'clock in the morning and wrestle at 6 o'clock at night, so we had
Oh,
all day long,
I
but
wish.
1 hour weigh in, 2 hour at tournaments. What do you having the kids eat?
Um, so I had a nutritionist talk to us when we were in college just about, what are you eating during the day? What are you eating before your weigh-ins? Obviously that is a little changed because girls are just different. Like their bodies handle food differently. They don't
Hmm.
burn as much. They don't sweat as much,
Hmm.
which is nuts to me. But so I think during a meet, I try to bring a lot of like basic carb kind of stuff, like granola bars. The girls bring their own fruit and they just pound the fruit all day. I think that's nuts.
Yep.
I mean, it's like a dream. It's like a dream come true. And so the girls do a pretty good job there. Sometimes we have parents bring, burritos or something like a little breakfast burrito thing. But afterwards, I tell them, and I have bagels too. You can have some bagel, like some cream cheese, some peanut butter, something simple. We'll get a warm up in, and then you can eat some more, like some fruit snacks, some fruit cups. I mean, just real, keep it light. And then you get a girl who's eating cotton candy on the side.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the world are you doing?
Bag of chips, hot dog. Yeah. The good
Yeah,
stuff. Pizza right before a match. Nachos right before a match. I've seen that a few times.
that's tough.
Yeah.
What are you
I
doing?
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But I love you're kind of up in Northwest Iowa or fairly close to Lamar's too, the
Yeah.
home of Blue Bunny. Ice cream should be its own food group. I love it. But what is your guilty pleasure food?
Oh man, ice cream is tough. I think, I love ice cream. I'm lactose intolerant,
Oh no. I
but
would
I love ice cream. It's worth it. But I'm a big pretzel guy.
Oh,
I'm
I like
I'm a
pretzels.
big pretzel guy, and I don't know what it is. That or the purple Doritos, those
Oh,
um, sweet
like sweet.
chili, whatever.
Yes. Yeah. So are you like Dots pretzels? Is that what
Yeah,
we're
Dodge pretzels.
what's what's your favorite one? Do you have a favorite one of the flavors?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm blue. What is that? Southwest or
Oh yeah,
southeast?
Southwest. Yes, yeah.
I don't see that around much anymore. I don't think a lot of people like it,
I like
but
the honey mustard ones a lot myself,
ooh,
but
I
they're
can't.
good.
I don't know what it is. The honey
Can't do
mustard.
can't do it, huh? This is also helpful. This next still food question, but it's helpful because it helps me figure out where I'm going to go eat sometimes. I've been asking people, if you're taking your wife out in Orange City now, where are we going to go and what are we having?
Ooh, we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of options here in Orange City, but um, and actually the town over Alton, they have a nice, I think it's called train station. It's like burgers and stuff.
Hmm.
But if my wife is there, we're gonna go get Chinese food at the
Chinese
at a,
food.
the 8-8 restaurant. That's pretty good. That's
Gotcha.
pretty good.
Um, you're young in your marriage. I don't think I got to take it, especially with kids. I didn't get to take much for vacations. But do you guys have a spot you've gone that you really like, or do you have something on your bucket list that you guys want to go see?
My family has gone to Winter Park, Colorado, ever since I was a baby. So
Hmm.
ever since my mom was a baby, they've been going there. So um, that is my favorite thing, favorite place to go to. Um, I love hiking and just my the boys in my family have hiked a couple 14ers, quite a few, for
Wow.
like over 14,000 feet. Um, it's really nice. I wish we lived closer because
Uh-huh.
it'd be nice to bring my girls because you can relate it to wrestling. So I mean, it's just a battle all the way up, and then it's even worse on the way down if you got bad knees. But I think
And I
um,
do.
I think most wrestlers end up getting bad knees. But yeah, that's definitely Colorado, up in the mountains, just away from everybody. It's pretty special. I like that. I like that. But I've also been to Hawaii, and that's kind of
Oh,
hard to beat too. And this was
yeah.
right after COVID too, so no one was around.
Wow.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
usually people I've found over this full year of interviewing that people are either beach or mountain people. They'd rather go to the beach or they'd rather go to the mountains. And then there's still those that would like to go to Europe and hang out in Europe sometimes. So I'm a beach person myself because I don't like to be cold. I love being warm. So, uh, it's tough having kids and coaching and teaching, but do you guys get time? Any binge-worthy TV shows that you get on and watch?
Oh man, my wife and I like to call it rotting, just sitting on the couch and doing nothing and
Uh-huh.
just sitting there. We don't get to do that with kids anymore,
Yep.
but
It's
um,
tough. You might get an hour here and there,
yeah, if that,
maybe. Yeah.
yeah. They wake up at 5 in the morning and they go until 8 at night. It's full time. It's crazy. But man, we've watched Friends. We're big Friends people.
Good show.
Um, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yep. Like it.
That one's pretty good. We got into Game of Thrones for a while.
Uh-huh.
Um, and along those same lines, Vikings. I don't know if you ever watch.
I've started watching Vikings. I've never finished it. And sometimes with like Game of Thrones, it's great. I'll watch one or two seasons because I'll be behind, and then it's like another year before you get to see it, and it's like I lose interest.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
need to wait till it's done and then watch it all at one time. I don't know how we used to do it, making it wait for the next week to watch the
I
show. And oh my
know.
God, what if you missed it? We didn't, we, the VHS was, sometimes worked if we put that stuff in the right time, but not like having, TV where we can just on demand stuff.
It's
It's
just
great.
right there.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. Made me fat. It
Happy,
has. Yeah.
happy. I think that's.
There you go. Happy. I'll go with that. So, favorite wrestling shoe?
I think I'm going to tick a lot of people off by saying this, but I'm a big Matt Flex
You're a Matt Flex
wrestling.
guy, huh?
I
You
am.
know, they're not they're a good value shoe.
$50.
Yeah,
They-
$50 and they last forever.
you tear them, just get it's $50. Just get another.
Good
But I
point.
like
Very good
aggressors
point.
too.
Yeah,
I like the
I've never
bottoms.
had aggressors. Yeah, I've never had aggressors on in my life. Never had a pair. I don't
They're
know
kind of
why.
getting. They're getting a little. I mean, I don't know. The quality is getting a little different. I think that's
Yeah.
how I'd say them.
Well, I had my Asics that I got my junior year of high school, I wore my senior year of college also. So
Ooh.
I had 7 years on one pair of, seven. I did have a pair in between, but they were both Asics and they were both, well, one was the Dan Gable Ultra Flex, and you may have seen them, they had big puffy black, white backs,
Oh
big,
yeah.
and true split sole. And then I had the Dan Gable version of the Schultz, I had the red and silver ones.
Ooh.
So those two shoes lasted me almost 8 years. So that does
You
not
see
happen.
how much those things go now?
Oh, I know. I wish I would have them. If I still had them, I'd be have some money instead of spending all this money. But um, I've changed over the years. It used to be anytime we flipped the coin and it was my choice, it was down. That's how it was.
Yeah.
Have you as a coach of girls, have you changed the way you do the coin flip now? Neutral? You're a neutral guy?
Always. Always. Because I'm very neutral. I was a big freestyle guy too.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was more of a Greco. I liked Greco. Everything's from the feet. And I want, and I tell my girls this, um, if they wrestle in college, I mean, if we're making college level wrestlers, I take pride in that. I think that's honestly pretty special. I think it says a lot of the program. And so that's the mentality is what are they going to use in the future? So I'm very neutral
Hmm.
focused. I think that's where I spend a lot of my instruction time. So yeah. So I'm neutral. And I've been like that even when I wrestled. I could never, you know how many times I got tech fault because I couldn't get up. I just kept getting
Yeah.
turned. I'm like a turtle.
I
So
I was more of a neutral guy myself. I had a fireman's carry and not a whole lot more, but I had a decent carry.
it works.
It does. So
It works.
so I've again changed a lot of things I've been doing. So last year off the bottom, we were a lot of quad pod stand-ups, what's something you guys are working on bottom?
Um, I call it being a rock down there. We do a lot of drills where girls are just driving on top and
Hmm.
you need to anchor down, get the weight on the laces, you feel the opening, knee slide out.
Hmm.
And we got a lot of cowboys, I guess cowgirls who are
Yeah.
putting their arms out and then they're getting slammed in their face.
Yep.
And so really keeping those elbows in, wrist control. I don't throw a lot at them. We might run like a little sit out, but I want them to be. I just want them to be rocks on bottom, and then see the opening and go pull the trigger.
Yep.
Um,
Be able to
that's really
feel that pressure and know when it's
yeah.
time to go. That's good. Good drill. I bet you some good drills with that. Real good.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
some good stuff.
it's good for both top
Yeah.
and bottom. So I mean, a lot. Yeah.
Well, you've mentioned a couple of times, freestyle. What's your freestyle turn? What's your go-to freestyle turn?
Oh gut. I aim for those little floater ribs. Lock. I got honestly before my neck surgery, I got pretty. I was lifting pretty hard, pretty heavy, and I was able to. You've seen those Chael Sonnen videos where he's like,
Yeah.
you can't gut me at Iowa. Like he goes to.
Yep. Yep.
I feel like if in my prime, I think I could have got him.
Nice.
Probably
Well, you
not.
guys, Northwestern's had what's the club your dad ran up there for you switched it's switched now to Northwestern Wrestling Club, but was it Zappa's or
Yeah, Zappas.
Zappa's?
Um, yeah, we based that, or he based that out of. We would wrestle in the Czech Republic every three
Hmm.
years. We'd make the trip out. Bartlett did that as well,
Uh-huh.
which I think was his thing, and then my dad just continued it. And Zappas means fight over there,
Oh, okay.
so
Good.
it's pretty fun. Yuri, do you watch UFC?
I don't watch enough UFC. I watch some.
There's a dude. He has the ponytail, like the
Oh, I've seen him. Yep, I know you're
so
talking about.
he wrestles at the club that we go over and wrestle at. So it was
Oh,
kind of
cool.
funny to see him find some success in the UFC. But
Nice.
yeah.
Um, I think I told you before we got on, maybe don't ever meet your heroes. But is there someone that, as growing up in high school and through, maybe not even through college, because sometimes that gets odd to be aspire to be somebody that's you're in the same age group as. But was there somebody when you were young that you really looked up to wrestling?
Um, the classics, Jordan Burroughs. I remember he was a big, like, you want to be like him, shoot a double like him. Um, was there a Hall, like a Dennis Hall? Is that his name?
Yes. Yeah, and he's coaching a women's team, I believe, in he's on the east side of the state, not Davenport, Dubuque.
Really?
Yes, might be Loris, maybe it's not. I don't know. He's in the Dubuque area coaching.
Oh man, I think he was one that I think my dad might have interacted a couple times, and then
It's
just watching videos.
uh-huh.
But if the Brands boys, they just grew up in Sheldon, 20
Yep.
minutes from here. Um, yeah, just all guys from Iowa. I grew up. I think I'm a year older than Spencer Lee,
Okay.
maybe the same age. So that dude is a monster.
Yeah,
So I
he
I
is.
really like him. I know. I wish I was as good on top as that dude is. He's a tank. Scary.
Yeah. It's amazing how it's amazing how like the just the levels of wrestling, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
can be the best person in your room, but that doesn't even mean then your conference you're maybe not be, or you're the
Yeah.
best in your conference but then your district you're not, and then state, and then you go to college, and then there's the JUCO, NAI, D3, D2, D1, and the D1 guys. My God, there's a difference.
What in the world? There's this like
It's
crazy gap.
I don't even know how. I mean, yeah, I will say we wrestled when I was in college. We'd go to the Drake duels. Drake still
Ooh.
had a wrestling team back then, and it was awesome because it was a 2-on-1 in college. Because
Oh,
we
really?
you wrestled like six duels in one night. But we would wrestle teams like Valparaiso, who you probably didn't even know had a wrestling team,
No.
North Chicago State or something like that.
Oh, goodness.
They were D1 at the time, but I got D1 wins there. But not again. Like, and then we go to UNO Open, I get killed by some guy from. I remember getting beat so badly by some guy from Northern Iowa, and then from Wyoming, that I never wanted to wrestle another D1 guy in my life. It
They're
just
just
hurt.
built different. It's
Yeah,
crazy the gap.
it is. It
And
definitely
as a
is. And
coach, you realize it.
you do, you really
Yeah.
do. Um, Coaching phrases, my coach in high school used to be always, and I still hear this to this day, wrestle as hard as you can for as long as you can, those types of things. Is there something, maybe a high school coach or maybe that college coach of yours, that is in the back of your head all the time while you're wrestling or coaching?
I can't think of a specific phrase. Um, and to be honest, I am thinking of he would always uh quote like real, like what is it when every letter stands for something? What is
Oh,
that called?
yeah.
Acronym or whatever. I don't know
Acronym.
what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm a school teacher. I don't know that. But I don't even want to go through it. He might listen to this and get upset with me because I don't know. I don't
No.
know what it is. I'll have to look it up.
All
But
right.
I think something I try to just tell my girls. I try to make them laugh. Um, and you can use this, anytime. It really works when they like are kind of injured a little bit, but when you tell them it's just mental, they you say it enough, they'll think it's funny. That's I kind of say that, but or it's just wrestling.
Just wrestling. I like
It's
it.
just wrestling.
If we promoted you to the head of the NFHS in charge of wrestling rules, is there something that, we've had a lot of wrestling rule changes the last few years, scoring wise, just different things. Is there something that you would like to change about the high school wrestling rules?
Oh man, you know, I think the one. after regionals, my girls were just heartbroken. If we would have placed top four,
Mm-hmm.
we would have brought. We only brought one last year,
Yep.
but if we would have placed top four or brought top four, we would have brought five,
Yeah.
and that was heartbreak. I had three girls in the finals that lost. Two of them lost the wrestleback,
Yeah.
and
It's it was brutal, wasn't it? I feel the same exact way. Even third, I would have been happy with
yeah,
thirds, you know.
yeah, I think that too. I would change that. I would want to. I bring back the four, but then the whole two classes. I understand
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
probably not doable, but I just
Believe me, believe me, the top three was argued heavily
really
at our the last girls union meeting.
okay.
Just a couple things left. It's you're back in school, so you're expected to be able to answer questions. Wrestling has taught me to blank.
Oh man, wrestling has taught me to be patient. Wrestling has taught me a bunch of stuff. Taught me how to be a man, how to work through tough things. It's taught me how to pour into a to another group, pour into others. It's taught me how to be selfless, I guess. Um, Man, it's taught me so much. Yeah, wrestling's just, I was thinking when you asked me to do this, wrestling's just, it's my identity. It's like
Yep,
that's my biggest. I'm a wrestler, or I'm a wrestling coach.
yep,
Now it's changed, but um, and that just means I pour into my wrestlers. Um, faith wise, it's allowed me to be, Christ like, and and just pour in that way. So it's a blessing to be a part of the sport. I love it.
yeah.
I love it.
And you said your career was your wrestling career was cut short with injury, but I will tell you I have gotten so much more as a coach than I ever did as an athlete. And it's
Amen.
selfish on my part because I love everything about it. It's one of the greatest things you can ever do is be a coach, I think, and stuff. So, last thing, I always leave some time for final thoughts. Um, I would it doesn't have to be profound, but I would expect coming from, the Dahl family that we would get a very profound statement. But no, just whatever's on your mind for the night that you like to leave us with.
Oh man, you know, girls wrestling is awesome to be a part of. Um, Wrestling is awesome. It's taught me so much. I'm very thankful that you have a podcast that we can voice this kind of stuff to everyone and just get it out there. And um, I think, like I said at the beginning, we're just a big family, and
Yep,
I mean, we all love the sport of wrestling. And even when you are done with wrestling, it's a part of you. You've gone through the tough, you've gone through the what probably felt like the impossible at the moment, and um, yeah, it's a blessing to be a part of this. So um, I think that's all I got.
all
It's no
right.
Rick
No,
Dahl.
that's
It's no Rick Dahl, but
that's all right. That's all right. No, I appreciate you coming on. I'm excited to talk to coaches because I think there's some of the most fun I get to have is getting to know other coaches
oh
and
yeah,
stuff. So I appreciate it. We will hopefully see you soon.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.